This is sports stuff, betting stuff.
Ka-chow. I think that's what you're missing.
That could be.
Could have been an issue.
Our luck is turning this week. I feel it.
I hope so, because betting sucks.
Betting for you sucks. This is sports stuff, betting stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the sports stuff with Jim and Muff, plus Alex Enterprise.
That's me.
I am your host on this particular situation, rudderless ship.
You're the host all particular situations, unless you take vacation.
And then you let us be hosts and we see how that goes.
It didn't go terribly for Alex. Jim, on the other hand, I'm Muff, the original degenerate, joined by
Me, I'm the medical degenerate, and my name is Alex.
I'm Jim. I'm the Ohio homer who's not having a great time in this betting world.
You be like an Ohio degenerate, or we have to wait for betting to become legal?
We have to wait for it to become legal.
That's true.
And at this rate, it's probably best that it's not.
Jim is still placing his bets with Muffnack.
Yep.
I feel like Jim would classically chase his losses.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Jim would be a late Saturday night game guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the Sunday and Monday night games if he didn't already have bets on them.
Totally.
He may even be a Sunday afternoon guy.
I would do whatever it takes to get my money back.
As long as you got your money back. As you will see, we all have our own special accessories.
Yeah.
This is going to be our thing now. Alex has the Made in America headband.
Yeah.
Because long neck, ice cold beer never broke his heart.
You guys got to sync that up.
It's tough. It's tough doing this virtually.
You're singing it in round.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Alex comes in on beat 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Jim's accessory is
my Harley Davidson skull hat.
And mine is these super sweet sunglasses that I purchased in Colorado.
I thought it was the gray goatee. I'm sorry.
Lols. Somebody's got jokes. So I got these, interesting story from a place called Shields, which I think is a Western thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like Dick's Sporting Goods on steroids. There was a Ferris wheel inside the store.
Oh.
There was a huge saltwater fish tank.
So it's like Cabela's on steroids.
Yeah, but it's a sporting goods store.
Well, isn't Cabela's a sporting goods store?
But not like
so it's like
traditional sports.
It's like Dick's / Cabela's / the Toys R Us with the Ferris wheel.
That's a good way to put it. It's a lot of things all in one, but it was freaking sweet. And they had this sunglass hut that I purchased these. These are not Pit Vipers. These are Breakers. I don't know if it's not a cheap brand, but it's not like semi knockoff, we'll say.
Or hater blockers.
Breakers.
Hater blockers.
What?
Hater blockers.
Speaking medical jargon?
Never heard of hater blockers?
No.
Like when you wear big sunglasses, blocking out your haters.
Yeah, blocking out the bad betting vibes with these. That's what we'll say.
Do you wear those on the regular?
I wore them when I was in Colorado, and I will consider wearing them driving from time to time.
All right, let's get to the bets. Let's
get to the reason people are here. The reason for the season.
That's not sunglasses? I'm confused.
Whatever. Last week's best bets went well for some, did not go as well for others. I went 5-1, so it was a really good week for me. 5-1, plus I had some extra bets that helped increase the units up. But as far as my best bets, I went 5-1. I won the Florida State to cover 2.5 versus Louisville, which started our week well on Thursday.
Felt good. Yep.
It was good. And my only other college bet was USC to cover 12.5 versus Fresno State. Mark that in the W.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Giants -1.5 over the Panthers with a win. My only loss was the Bengals to cover 6.5 versus the Cowboys, and they did not even win. So that obviously was a loss. I'm back on the cards train. Ding, 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 ding. I got him at plus 5.5. The line moved to 4.5 by Saturday, I believe. So still either way, that was a win. And Monday night, I finished off my slate with the Titans Bills under 49.5, which thanks to the Bills going up big, nobody was trying to score in the fourth quarter, or else that definitely would have lost. So under 49.5 was a win. Jim, how'd you do?
Oh, go to Alex. I'll save the worst for last.
Okay, Alex?
I broke totally even. I went 5-5, which financially isn't even, but for the record, it's even. We had Florida State, like I saw. I lost BYU plus 3.5. I lost Kansas State minus 13.5. They lost to Tulane. Oh my gosh, there's a giant grasshopper on my window.
Oh, Alex is back.
Plus 9.5. I've been doing so good because it's been getting dark earlier, so I can't see the distractions, but this grasshopper is huge. All right. Kansas State, Kansas, I won plus 9.5, beating Houston. Nevada plus 23.5 was a loss at Iowa. I was really proud of that one too. Like I felt that one. And that one shouldn't even have counted how many delays there were, but whatever.
Yeah.
Chiefs minus 4.5, I lost. They did not cover. Lions minus 1.5, won. Bucks minus 2.5, won. Giants minus 1.5, I won. And the Colts minus 4.5, I lost, as they lost miserably to the Jags.
So I'm going to take you through what is the heartache of Jim. We hit that Florida State game. I was like, oh yeah, feeling great. Lost that BYU game. I was like, that happens. Lost the under on the Indiana game by 0.5 point. I was like, ooh, this is not feeling great.
In overtime.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Hit the Kansas game. I was like, 2-2. How do I end my night? With a bad loss in the Iowa game against Nevada. I was like, all right, NFL is going to save me. Feeling good. Lions hit. I was like, them's my dudes. Giants hit. Feeling great. Steelers. Thanks, guys.
You chose that.
Steelers dropped the ball. I thought, you know what? The Colts won't let me down. The Colts won't bust. So at that point, I needed the Vikings to break even. And they got trounced. So I ended 4-6. What a heartbreak for me.
Still not the worst, right? You
Not bad.
You took the shotgun approach, and the shotgun approach can definitely have worse results.
Yeah, I can say that for 2 weeks straight, like I'm not dissatisfied with the shotgun approach, but I've had some bad beats.
Right. So what that brings our best bets record running to, I am at 9-5, Alex is 12-11, Jim is 10-13.
Yeah. So if you're following somebody, follow Muff.
For now, remember.
I technically have a winning record as well.
Yeah, but I'm actually
By
up in
one.
money.
I'm still following Muff.
I'm actually up in money. I don't know if you're up in money, Alex. By units, I'm not sure.
You know who's not? Me.
Yeah, well, that's
okay,
true.
But nothing but time.
Remember, water always finds its level, which means that I'm going to have a regression at some point.
That's fair.
That will happen. In our specialty picks, the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, pow, pow.
Got its first win. First win thanks to Florida State covering versus Louisville. The Scott Frost onside kick risky pick of the week. Had a loss. It was Steelers money line. That didn't happen. That is now 1-2.
We're changing the name this week.
That's true. Yeah, it was still the Scott Frost pick last week.
With the details that have come out about Scott Frost being, just a dog turd, he's not deserving of that name anymore. He was not risky. He was a giant jet plane hitting the ground.
If we get to the point where the next namesake of this loses their job or gets hurt severely, this is like a Madden curse now.
Yeah.
Like it's going to get there.
Can you make it the Neil Brown risky pick, please? Not for getting hurt severely, just fired.
Right. If it's a coach, it's going to get fired. If it's a player, they might get hurt or die, depending on who we choose.
Good grief.
If they're retired or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to think about this.
Yeah.
And the Muff parlay of death did not win. Brings that to
And
0.
that was the best one. When Alex and I set that up, I felt so good about it. I felt so good. I was like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna hit this one.
It didn't make it out of Saturday, unfortunately. Obviously the Florida State pick is part of it, that one. And the BYU Oregon game, BYU plus 3.5 took it down. And we rebounded, even though the parlay was dead with the Giants. And then the Colts Jags would have screwed it up anyway. So
I want to make a rule just for this week, one-time rule. We do not pick a double Saturday game. Like we can pick one, but let's make some NFL carry us with the parlay.
Let's try to get into Sunday with some hope.
Yeah, I want just one hit, and let's get into Sunday.
That's what we did.
No, we had two on Saturday.
No, Florida State played Friday.
Thursday.
Friday.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So we had hope going into Saturday, but I feel like we feel better about ourselves and we have hope going into Sunday.
I want this thing to get into Sunday. That's my point.
But like what?
Pick a college game.
So you want one college game and 3 NFL games?
3 NFL games.
Okay.
All right, we can do that. I'm on board. I can get behind it.
Just for this week, let's see what happens so that Sunday we have some anticipation. We feel good.
The Muff parlay of death, Jim remix.
Yes.
Yeah, we can have an anticipation going into Sunday.
Ooh.
Anticipation.
Somebody write that down. We're using it.
Wake up Sunday with some anticipation.
Sorry, has William Shakespeare joined the chat?
I can't take credit for that. That's something from the league, but it's definitely appropriate, I think, in this case.
Yes.
So this brings us into the college lines for the week. We have a big slate to look at, but it's because we all have interest in these games. I don't think there's any game on here that is not of interest to somebody that's joining. So,
and a lot of our interest, I want to just make note. I want to give Alex some more credit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but number one, Alex is the one producing these college lines. Kudos to Alex. 2, Alex brings in that Big 12 flair, and he's got me bought in on some of these Big 12 games that I typically wouldn't give a shit less about. Like, he's got me bought into the Kansas storyline pretty freaking hard. He's got me bought into the Texas storyline pretty freaking hard. So, like, typically I would shy away from that. But these lines, because of Alex, that's what I'm talking about.
And Alex this week, I think, has we'll get to it, but I think Alex has maybe a conundrum with Kansas playing Duke. Alex has been pretty hard on Duke and Kansas.
I know.
This could be one of those times. Alex might be a Jim told you so. So we will start in the college world on Thursday night, where we have WVU at Virginia Tech. WVU favored by 1.5, over under 50.5.
Go ahead, Jim.
No, waiting on you.
I like WVU in this game. Obviously, I like WVU in this game. WVU should win this game. With Neil Brown as their coach, I will not bet this game. I usually don't bet my teams anyway, but I don't think it's a stupid pick to pick WVU.
WVU to cover 1.5.
Yes.
Muff, what say you?
I'm staying away from everything WVU right now.
The Black Diamond Trophy is currently in WVU's hands.
Is this one of those trophies that nobody cares about? Because that's what I just heard.
You know what, Alex?
When did you start being a jerk, Muff? This is the second time I've had to say I expect that kind of behavior out of Jim.
Why do we have this trophy?
I was going to take Virginia Tech to stir the shit, but I have a losing record right now, so I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk away from this one.
So
my head held high.
No spike pick with a losing record.
No spike pick with that losing record. I'm going to walk away.
Proud of you.
That's maturity. He's matured as a gambler. On Friday night, we have Virginia at Syracuse. Syracuse 9.5-point favorites, over under 53.5. I don't.
I like Syracuse to cover.
I knew. I was gonna say to go back at Jim. with his compliment to me in the Big 12, Jim has me a little bit bought in on Syracuse. Because I looked at that line and I'm like, kind of want to do it.
I don't have enough faith in Syracuse to cover. I think they're going to win, but it's going to be like by a touchdown. And
That's a leaner for me.
That's what's keeping me away from it. I just don't have enough faith in Syracuse to put together a game where they win by 10 plus.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We get into Saturday, starting out Missouri at Auburn. Auburn 7.5 point favorites coming off a big loss to Penn State, over under 51.5.
Missouri's not very good.
They took it to Arkansas, did they not?
As Missouri State.
Oh yeah, my fault. My bad.
If it was
Yeah, I'm gonna
Missouri
shy away
State,
from that.
if it was Missouri State, it'd probably be like a 10 plus point line.
Thank you for that, for the clarification. I will now walk from that one.
Jim had it in his mind. So Auburn's playing a 2-quarterback system, and I think as long as they're doing that, it's going to hurt them, especially when they get into SEC play.
I don't think the problem is that, they're playing with 2 mediocre quarterbacks.
Right, and I think that's the reason they both bring something different to the table, but neither of them are outstanding at what they do.
I like the under kind of if I'm going to take something because Auburn doesn't score points.
Yeah, but Missouri is dog shit, and I don't know enough about their defense to like feel good about the over under either.
I don't see Missouri scoring more than 2 touchdowns with a field goal. So we'll say put Missouri at 17. Auburn scoring 30 something points.
Yeah, that is a stretch. I agree.
So I'm not going to take it with the money, I don't think, but the under is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a good breakdown. I like it. Next, Central Michigan at Penn State. Penn State 27.5 point favorites, over under 62.5. This is one of those games where you should take Penn State, but this is also a game where I see Penn State playing down to their competition. So I'm going to stay away just so I'm not cheering for points in the fourth quarter with a third string quarterback in.
No, thank you.
I'm not going to take it. I mean, I do agree with you. It's tempting to take Penn State because they've looked really good, but
no.
Danger zone.
Danger. Maryland at Michigan. Michigan 17-point favorite.
Can we go back for a second?
Sure.
The Penn State game, I'll tell you why I don't want Penn State. My opinion is this will be a giant letdown for Penn State. The gas will just come out from under Penn State, and there will be a low scoring game, in my opinion. If it's not, I will mark my words. If Penn State rattles the hell out of this game and puts all kinds of points up on the podcast Sunday when we record, I will not talk shit on James Franklin.
Ooh, so they have to cover for that to happen.
Yes. Okay.
That's fair. I mean, I think, good teams win, great teams cover. Penn State has covered every game. So
I will keep my mouth shut and I'll say, yep, they're legit.
They're great. 3 weeks in a row now. So yeah, we'll see. Michigan favored by 17, hosting Maryland, over under 65.5. I'm on Michigan in this game. Maryland has started out well against poor competition, and they're taking a step up and going to the big house, and it is Big Ten play. So Michigan has a reason to play 4 quarters worth of good football. So I'm going to be on Michigan to cover.
I think that's a trap.
I don't think it's a trap. I like it. I don't know for sure like that it would be one of my best bets because I think there's some other things I like more, but I don't dislike that pick.
I would bet the under.
The under.
If I have a gun to my head, I bet the under.
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on your saying it's a trap game, I can understand the under. If I was, again, based on my thoughts on this game, if anything on over under, I'd take the over, just because I see Maryland putting up some garbage points at the end of the game.
Michigan's untested. Like their schedule's been trash. They haven't played anybody worth a damn. I just don't see it yet. Now, if they beat the doors off of Maryland, okay. But this is their first real test.
Okay, fair enough. Baylor at Iowa State. Iowa State favored by 2.5 points, over under 45.5. Baylor, remember, the odds-on favorite to win the Big 12 coming into the season.
They look
I
like
want to bet this. I don't want to watch the game to see how it turns out.
I like Iowa State in this a lot. I think
Me
they look
too.
garbage compared to what they should have been. I don't want to be on record saying Baylor's garbage because then when they inevitably beat BBU, I don't want to be like, we beat our garbage team. I can foresee how Jim will handle a situation, so I try to like remedy it before it happens.
It's good foresight.
It
You're a future teller. Next, we have Duke at Kansas. The game for Alex to make a decision. Kansas favored for the first time in years. Kansas minus 7.5, over under 66.5.
Give me Kansas.
Why?
I've bought into the Kansas train for one. Duke is a good team against competition in their realm. I think Kansas, even though they're not a great program, historically is still a bigger football program than Duke. And I think a rolling Kansas beats a rolling Duke. I think Kansas is going to come to every game this year to prove a point. I don't think they're going to have like letdown spots.
They may
Like,
be they outclassed, but they're not going to, like, the effort will still be there.
Yes, I think every game will be like a Super Bowl for Kansas because right now, how they're rolling, I think that they want to prove that like they belong. Like they're already over there. They were predicted to have 2.5 wins, and they already have 3.
Are you saying they cover then?
Yes. Yes.
Did you take Iowa State? Is that your best bet?
No, I don't have it as a best bet right now. I have Kansas as a best bet.
Okay.
I want Kansas to cover. I want them to.
Are you going to best bet that, Muff?
No, it's a 7.5 line. 7.5 bad numbers. Bad juju.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that amount.
I'm doing it.
Hey,
I'm gonna go out there
Mhm.
and tell Alex not to do it. I'm gonna put my not to do it stamp on this.
You jinx me when you do that.
I'm gonna say don't do it.
I'm doing it. I'm riding with Kansas till they prove me wrong.
Okay.
Next, we got TCU at SMU. TCU 2.5 point favorites. Over under 70.5 points.
I'm staying away from that.
I
My gut says SMU.
no.
No.
My gut says TCU.
Are you making it your best bet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a I don't know enough about either team to feel comfortable. The last noon.
I was really hoping Alex would take that, and then I just reversed my don't do it and be like, okay, put it on that.
So can you reverse it, or do you have to like stick with it?
I think he can make that. He makes the final decision at the end.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
TCU at Clemson at Wake Forest. Clemson minus 7.5, over under 56.5.
Hammer at home, Clemson.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is a game where they come out and play.
Yeah, I'm taking this one.
The way
Wake Forest is not good. I don't like Wake Forest at all.
As a North Carolina human.
No, I'm not a fan of the way they played the last 2 weeks. Like I want them to win. I want them to be successful. I'm a Wake Forest fan from last year, but the last 2 games they have not shown out, and Clemson is ready to go. So give me Clemson.
Florida at Tennessee. Tennessee 10.5 point favorites. 62.5 is the over under.
I wouldn't touch this with your money.
Yeah, if I had to, I'd go Tennessee to cover because I think that they are looking a lot better right now than Florida, and it's at Tennessee, not in the swamp. But I'm not going to put my money on this.
Mm-mm.
But it'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I agree. This is a game to watch. I'm on board with that. This is a game where you would expect Tennessee to show the world that they're here, but it's Tennessee, so I just don't know if that's something I want to get on board with.
Yeah.
Notre Dame at North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 1.5 points. 56.5 over under. Over under 1.5. The amount of times that they show Tommy Rees, the offensive coordinator, swearing at a quarterback.
Twice.
So the Jim takes the over.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to go North Carolina.
Yeah, me too.
I
So
want to, but I think that's like a spite pick, just because I
Yes.
think as much as I am like not a closet, but I am a Notre Dame fan. North Carolina seems like the way to go, but it's small line. If this was a pick,
You're Notre Dame fan?
yeah,
Did you not know? Yeah.
touchdown Jesus, baby, let's do it.
Yeah.
This puts a whole new spin on a lot of things.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
Nomine Patria Filii Spiritu Sancti. Texas at Texas Tech. Texas minus 6.5 over under 59.5.
Alex, what say you?
Give me
Yeah.
Texas.
Are you putting it in?
Yep, best bet, Texas.
I'm gonna follow Alex then.
Who's a quarterback for Texas this week?
Oh, Muff takes the logic in. Shit, am I gonna put it in?
No, it's still not Quinn. I still don't think it's Quinn Ewers.
That's why I don't want it right there.
Did we not talk about Minnesota, Michigan State? Are we not talking about that one?
It's next, or a couple from
Okay. Okay, good.
now. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away. Alex is on Texas. Jim.
It's a leaner. You put too much logic in. That's a leaner.
He's a leaning. James Madison at App State. App State's slowly becoming one of our teams. App State minus 7.5 over under 58.5.
What are you guys gonna do?
It's 7.5, so it's a line I don't like. App State coming off an emotional win. I feel like
Yeah.
they drank one too many ice cold beers. They're pumped up too much. I think this could be a letdown. Is it a letdown to the tune of a loss? Maybe not, but winning by more than a touchdown, maybe.
App State best bet.
Ooh,
I'll ride with you. On that one, I will go with you. You convince me.
all right. Jim? Alex.
I'm just saying, I just really don't think James Madison's that good. And I think App State's got enough in them to cover.
Yeah.
All right. Minnesota at Michigan State. Minnesota minus 3 over under 50.5. Jim.
So I really want to know what you guys think, because Michigan State got upset at some point, maybe even last week.
Yeah.
Minnesota is like the little engine that could.
Row the boat.
I'm leaning towards them to take it.
I would lean Minnesota. The only thing holding me back is it's at Michigan State. Michigan State tends to play pretty well at home, if I recall.
Yeah.
I lean Minnesota as well, but not enough to put my money on it.
All right, I'm going to shy away from it.
But we're all leaning that direction, Jim. So if you feel it in your heart of hearts, make it happen.
I'm not feeling it in my heart of hearts.
Okay. Well, you got.
Can we go back to the James Madison game real quick? Do
Mhm.
we realize that James Madison has scored 107 points in their last two games?
No, we did not realize this.
Yeah,
That may be reason to think about the over.
that's what I want to bring that up. And we know App State scores points because look what they did with North Carolina.
And they can score them in bunches as well.
Right. So maybe the over on that one?
Where are you getting that they scored 100 and? Oh, yep.
Four.
Never mind. Sorry, my bad. I was
Yeah.
looking at the end of last year. I was like, that's 32. I'm like, what? I got you. Yeah, they beat Norfolk State 63-7, and Middle Tennessee 44-7.
Yeah, I think that might be an over.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's a good thought there. Good research, Jim.
Good
Nice.
job, Jim.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Tulsa at Ole Miss. Ole Miss minus 21.5 over under 65.5.
I wanted that in there because do we think Lane Kiffin can get 21 on Tulsa or 22 on Tulsa?
What did that was Toledo? Never mind. Who's Tulsa played?
Let me do the recon on this. I feel like I'm Alex now. We pay you the big bucks for this, okay?
They played Wyoming and Northern Illinois. They beat Northern Illinois 38-35, and Wyoming beat them 40-37.
In overtime.
And JSU, Jacksonville State Gamecocks, they beat them
They beat Dion.
No, that's Jackson State.
That was Jacksonville
yeah.
State. Okay.
Jacksonville State. Yeah,
Okay.
they lost to Wyoming, and I mean, yeah, it was overtime, but Wyoming's kind of garbage.
Wyoming is, but they're not. Like they're always competitive within their.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They've been playing bigger teams.
I don't think Ole Miss can get 21 and a half up.
Remember, that's also a key number there, 21 and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm staying away.
Yeah, I'm not.
If anything, I would take Tulsa with the points.
Oregon at Washington State. Oregon 6.5 point favorites over under 57.5.
This is a best bet of mine. Washington State plus 6.5.
What do you know, Alex? What do you know?
Yeah.
I just know that Washington State's a good team and Oregon's okay, but I'm not saying Washington State money line. But I could see it, keeping it within a field goal.
Do we think this is an overreaction to Oregon last week?
Washington State beat Wisconsin 17-14.
So I mean, Washington State's not bad at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it, but I get it. Next,
They're both coming up on hot streaks. I would shy away from it. In fact, Alex, you're making this your best bet?
Yep.
This one I'm putting on. Don't do it, Alex.
Guess
all
what?
right. It's still happening. Next, the snoozer of all snoozers, Iowa at Rutgers. Iowa 7.5 point favorites.
No, thank you.
Over under. The lines for Iowa continue to come down. Like they're still trying to figure out how low is too low, and they haven't found the too low yet.
I was tempted to go on with the over on this one.
What is it?
Because I was so, but here's the problem. I'm chasing, and it would be a spike pick for me because I said that Iowa couldn't score 23 points, and they did. So now I want to do the over because I want Rutgers. I think Rutgers can score a few at least. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? The over. But I'm not going to make the best bet. I'm
so
not
like
betting
if Rutgers goes up 14-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iowa can't throw the ball.
If I was picking a best bet out of this, I would go Rutgers to cover.
Rutgers with the points. And Rutgers 3-0 coming into this game, right?
Yeah.
At Rutgers, you got to feel like this is the game of the year for them at the moment. Big Ten play against a team that we know is not going to we strongly feel that Iowa's not going to like blow the doors off on this game.
No.
So Rutgers should be in it for all 4 quarters.
Yes.
And it just takes a couple bounces here and there, and Rutgers could be,
Alex, what are you doing
this game?
I have as on my consideration list Rutgers plus 7.5.
You know what, Alex? If you do it, I'll do it.
I don't know if I'm doing it yet, but
I'm putting it out there. If you do it, I'll do it.
Okay.
Next, we have Arkansas at Texas A&M. Texas A&M 1.5 point favorites over under 48.5. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Please do not bet Arkansas, any of you. Please do not bet Arkansas.
I really want to.
I do too.
Please do not. If I have the don't do it, this is it. Because it is such a sexy line to take Rutgers money or take Arkansas money line in this.
I want to take the over.
I want the money line.
Yeah. At Texas A&M. This is SEC play now.
I hate Jimbo Fisher.
Well, Jim, we all know that that's the recipe for picks to win, right? You hate the head coach.
Yeah.
What do you think about the over?
Is Texas A&M a balanced offense, or do they rely on one side of the offensive strategy?
I don't know. I haven't even watched the game.
Because I mean, we know Arkansas is a running team.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they switch quarterbacks,
but
I don't know what that means for them necessarily. They switch from Haynes to Mac Johnson.
Yeah,
Texas Johnson.
Texas A&M is just if I knew they were a pass happy team, I may feel more confident in like an over under situation. But if they're both running attacks, this could be a game where each quarter, each team gets like 1 or 2 possessions tops.
think you talked me out of it.
Again, if Texas A&M is a path happy team, then the whole
Yeah,
logic goes out the
I'll
door.
stay away from it. I'm gone. I'm off.
Okay, if it happens, and you guys would have won, I will eat my crow on that. But that's how I feel about it.
That's
If
fair.
Arkansas like trounces them by 2 touchdowns, I'll be real mad at you.
I'm sorry. I mean, you could have tailed me last week on all my bets and done well. So
You're right. You're
We
right.
just pretty much made fun of him.
yeah, yeah. You made fun of my bets, and then they all won. So
Yeah.
Wisconsin at Ohio State. Ohio State 18.5-point favorites over under 56.5. I want to take Ohio State in this game. I really, really do. But Wisconsin. I don't think Wisconsin's going to win. But this is a game where Wisconsin control the clock, and that's Ohio State's kryptonite as far as their offensive firepower.
I don't think
Yeah.
Ohio State can cover.
You don't?
No. I think they'll win, but I don't think they'll cover.
They'll win by like-
Much like Penn State, though, if they knock the shit out of Wisconsin,
Right.
we've seen what Ohio State can do.
That's
Like,
fair.
I think that's like, oh, okay, that's the real Ohio State.
Yeah. But reason to stay away.
But I don't mean like they cover. Oh, Ohio State's there. I mean they got to knock like they got to go
24
24
plus.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me to be like, oh, Ohio State's legit.
You don't think they're legit?
Not right now. No, I'm still pissed off at them letting Toledo score as many points as they did.
Right. Okay.
Like, if you ask me, gun to my head, unbiased fan, Penn State, Ohio State, which team's a better team right now today? Penn State.
Whew. That says a lot right there. It took a lot from down deep to come to that
I'm
conclusion.
just being honest. This is the betting show. I'm just being honest.
Kansas State, Oklahoma. Oklahoma 12.5-point favorites over under 53.5.
I like Oklahoma.
That line's too high for me.
Like I like best bet like Oklahoma.
I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I think the line's too high for me.
I mean, I typically defer to Alex in Big 12, but this is one of those that I don't know what to do, so I'm going to stay away.
Kansas State lost to Tulane last week.
By how much?
A touchdown.
Why is it in prime time then?
Because Kansas State was supposed to be very good. Like they were supposed to be the sleepers of the Big 12. They were supposed to be like the Kansas story. And I think that this was probably set in place prior to as like a big Big 12 matchup.
Mhm.
And Kansas State has not lived up to the hype whatsoever. So you have an Oklahoma team. Wait. Okay, keep going. I have to do some research that just came to me.
Well, is Baylor Iowa State's the only other potential primetime game in the Big 12 this week?
What?
Like if we're looking at what could have been another primetime game, it would make sense to have wanted Baylor Iowa State to be the primetime Big 12 game,
Yeah.
which makes no sense because Iowa State has been good over the past few years. Baylor was the favorite coming into the season. Why is that not the primetime matchup? Because Oklahoma, that's why. Next, USC at Oregon State. USC 6.5-point favorites over under 70.5. Very, very interested in that over under. That's a high line, and I don't know enough about Oregon State, but this is one of those ride until they buck you, and I'm on USC to cover.
I am on USC to cover as well.
Me too.
So
What?
Yeah,
they've done it for me all year. So this is one of those stick with them until they show me otherwise. And
the line's right where I want it to be.
Yeah,
it is a line conducive to betting. And lastly, the nightcap, Utah at a Herm Edwards-less Arizona State squad. Utah minus 14.5 over under 53.5.
The line is high.
Yeah, 14.5. I don't know if there's been any movement since Herm Edwards departed. Well, I guess
Like
they would
Arizona
have known
State-
this before it came out the line.
On Monday, it was still 14.5.
Arizona State, September 17th, lost to Eastern Michigan 30-21. Northern Arizona, they beat 40-3, and they lost to Oklahoma State 17-34.
This is a game where it's okay. Is the squad like reinvigorated, rejuvenated because Herm Edwards is gone, or is this time to lie down?
I think
Alex and I got destroyed by that bullshit with the Nebraska. We said, "Oh, we're gonna stay away," and we should not have stayed away.
And that is exactly why I'm taking Utah in this game.
I want to, but that line scares me.
It's scary.
It is.
If it was 13.5, I'd have no reservations.
Yep. And we got NFL games to talk about. So let's make it a leaner. Let's look at some NFL.
Okay.
Out of the college football world into the professional league, the men's league. First, we have Thursday night, Steelers at Browns. Browns minus 4.5, over under 38.5. Of note, anything 38.5 and under in the last 3 seasons as a line, this is a very low line, is 7-0. There is also some information about the Browns and the Steelers in Thursday night games, as well as recent memory. So let me pull that up real quick. I found this little gem earlier. Things for Pittsburgh coming in this game: 4-0 against the spread the last 4 versus the AFC North. Then again, that dates back to last season. Pittsburgh get an underdog 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games. And they are 5-1 against the spread the last 6 versus the Browns, that's pretty historically accurate over time. And in the under, the Steelers are 4-0 the last 4 versus the AFC North. So they play low scoring games in division. The Browns are 1-5 against the spread the last 6 home games. The under is 6-1 the last 7 Thursday games. That's not just the Browns, that's all Thursday night games coming off short weeks. And the under is 7-2 in the last 9 matchups in Cleveland. So everything points to the under and Steelers to cover. I'm not going to make this a best bet, but I'm going to incorporate the under into a parlay on Thursday night with some, I don't know what else yet, but it's going to be part of a parlay.
On Thursday.
Thursday night.
And yeah, no, I'm staying the hell away from this.
Again, not a best bet. I'm just going to incorporate it into a parlay.
Yeah. You almost have me talked into the under, but I'm not going to make it a best bet.
Yeah. Again, the Browns, what are the Browns doing against the Steelers defense? Probably not a whole bunch of anything.
And apparently Mitch Trubisky knows that he's supposed to throw the ball now.
Does he?
Yep.
Yeah, he was supposed to throw the ball in Chicago too.
I am trying not to fault him because I'm trying to say the offensive coordinator is calling the plays and he's just doing what he's supposed to.
The under 6 games is looking much better for Kenny Pickett than at the beginning of the season.
True.
That's where I'll leave that. Next, on to the Sunday games. First, we have the Ravens at the Patriots. Ravens 2.5-point favorites, over under 43.5.
Give me the Ravens.
Best bet?
Yeah.
I can't fault you. This is a very good, I think, matchup for the Ravens coming off, the start that they've had, how they lost the last game. We know they're going to put up points, and the Patriots have shown that they cannot necessarily score big points. What doesn't interest me about this game is the defenses of both teams.
I'm going to ride the Ravens train.
Alex?
I'm not touching it. I do like the Ravens. I just have some other things I think I probably like a little more.
Right.
But I do like the Ravens.
Okay. Bills at Dolphins. Bills 6.5-point favorites. 52.5 is the over under. I am on the over in this game. The Bills are going to put up points. The Dolphins have shown they can put up points too. It is making me look like an idiot for my take on him when we went through these divisions. I'm not going to say Tua is for real, but I think Tua is real enough to put up points against the Bills.
I wanted to take the over, but I'm super afraid.
Why?
and I don't know why.
Is it because it's a high line?
Not even that. Yeah, I mean, and I know that it's two high-powered offenses. I just feel like sometimes whenever I get excited about that, it doesn't work out. But it's in Miami. Like weather should be good. Or is it Miami a dome? No,
Uh-uh.
no, they're. But regardless, it's not like it's. I did consider that one really hard.
Alex, maybe a leaning situation.
I don't know.
Saints next. We have Saints at Panthers. Saints -3 over under 40.5. You couldn't pay me to touch this game.
No,
Yeah, no.
not a chance.
Even with a free bet, I would not touch this game.
Yeah.
If they said you have $15 free to bet on the Saints at Panthers, I would say, please don't make me do this.
Yeah. No.
Chiefs at Colts. Chiefs -5.5 over under 50.5.
Give me the Chiefs.
God, give me the Chiefs. Why is this only 5.5?
I know. I'm very confused by this, but I like the Chiefs a lot.
There must be some type of. The only reason I can think of is the Colts at home. Must be a reason for the line to come down. But the Colts have shown us nothing.
Literally nothing. Literally,
Nothing.
they didn't score a point against the Jaguars.
Now I know that there's a defensive player out, Willie Gay, I believe, for the Chiefs. I think he had a season-ending injury. That is just one linebacker, and again, the Colts can't even run the ball right now, and that should be what they do very well.
Yes. Agreed.
Chiefs cover. Go. Lions at Vikings. Vikings -5.5 over to 53.5. Lions, Alex.
Lions +5.5. Best bet.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Vikings coming off a big loss.
You didn't run your mouth. We did.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, I've run my mouth about other things. Which we'll get to. Eagles at Commanders. Eagles -6.5 over to 47.5.
I will never bet an Eagles game ever again.
Another best bet. Give me the Eagles.
Ooh. The question here is what Carson Wentz shows up. Right? He looked okay, better than average in week 1. Week 2, he shit the bed. What Carson Wentz shows up in this game?
I don't think I care. I think even if it was good Carson Wentz, I would take the Eagles in this game.
Right.
The Eagles have looked good, solid team, and Commanders are very spotty. So I think that the Eagles take advantage of the Commanders' spottiness.
Splash plays win the game.
Yep.
Next, Raiders at Titans. Raiders -1.5 over under 45.5.
Not touching.
Why?
Because I feel like I've been betting the Raiders more often than not and getting let down. I think the Titans have the potential. Ryan Tannehill always has the potential to have a good game. Derrick Henry always has the potential to have a good game. And the Raiders are too. I'm not confident enough in the Raiders. I think the Raiders will win. The Raiders should cover, but I don't trust them to.
Okay, I'm gonna shy away from that game.
Okay. Next, we have Texans at Bears. Bears -2.5 over under 40.5. I want to take the Texans. I really do. Neither of these teams have done anything to make me feel confident in anything. So stay away.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that one as well.
Me too.
Last game of the early slate on Sunday, Bengals at Jets. Bengals -5.5 over to 45.5. I should want to bet the Bengals. I should want to, but I'm not going to.
I want to bet the Jets, if anything, in this. But I'm not. Not crazy. I'm just saying, like, that's how bad it's gone.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
All right. Sunday afternoon games, Jaguars at Chargers. Chargers -7 over under 47.5.
So Herbert is talking about playing. Keenan Allen's talking about playing. The Jaguars and the Colts game. I want to bet the Chargers because they're playing the Jaguars. I'm just not. I think the Chargers will cover.
I don't like the 7.
Yeah, I get it. I think if everyone was healthy, the 7 wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. If
Yeah,
if you knew for sure that Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen were playing, I'd feel better about it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. Stay away. Falcons at Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 1.5 over under 41.5 in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, I'm not taking either of them.
Nope.
I really want to take the Seahawks because I want to support Geno Smith and his endeavors, but not with my finances.
He's not part of the financial plan to success.
He's not.
All right. Staying away as well. Packers at Bucks. Bucks minus 1.5 over under 41.5. I would have assumed the Bucks to be bigger favorites in this game.
No, because you're missing Mike Evans
That's true.
suspended.
Did that suspension hold up? He
Yeah.
appealed.
The last time I checked, he was still good. Chris Godwin and his injuries. Leonard Fournette's been a little banged up. I like the Packers, but it was a leaner for me. I don't know that I'm actually going to take it, but I like the Packers. Their run game has been super strong. Obviously, they still, they're passing holes or whatever. I think that in a depleted Buccaneers team, the Packers are good enough to cover. Plus 1.5.
I'm not
I like
touching that one.
I like your confidence in Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
he can F it up too. But I'm just saying, if Tom Brady without Godwin, he doesn't have Gronk anymore. He doesn't. No Godwin, no Evans.
Yeah,
Fournette's still limpy.
yeah. Offensively, this game could be just a quagmire because the Bucks have a solid defense, which they showed against New Orleans.
Yeah,
And the Bucks and the Packers last week relied on the fact that their running game helped open up the passing game. So if the Bucks can make the Packers one-dimensional, this could still be a Bucks win.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks are missing defensive tackle Akeem Hicks. He's out. Julio Jones is out. Chris Godwin's out. Tight end Cade Otton is out. Left tackle Donovan Smith. And then they're practicing but limited is their cornerback Carlton Davis, running back Leonard Fournette, receiver Russell Gage, center Robert Hainsey, receiver Scotty Miller, and receiver Brashad Perriman. Literally every single receiver is either limited or ruled out.
You make me want to take the Packers, Alex, but I'm going to stick to my original instinct and stay away.
Like their defensive is still pretty. Their defense is still pretty healthy outside of Akeem Hicks. I'll give you that.
Okay. Jim, staying away still?
Yep.
All right. Rams at Cardinals. Rams 3.5-point favorites over under 48.5. Give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals again.
Rams.
Muff, why are you taking the Cardinals?
Because I have to.
Well, that's horrible.
They're underdogs with points playing not against the Chiefs. Remember,
I would take the Cardinals.
Until we reach like late October, November, the Cardinals are almost going to be an every week play.
I would take the Cardinals.
Or until Call of Duty comes out. One of the two.
Yeah.
Whichever happens first.
Yeah, I would take the Cardinals. Sorry, Alex.
Sunday night football, 49ers at Broncos. 49ers 1.5-point favorites over under 44.5 points.
I like the 49ers to cover.
I do too. I do. And I had it as a lean earlier, but I'm going to stay away because it's Russ Wilson in prime time.
Ah, damn it, Muff.
And if there's ever a time when he shines, it's whenever the spotlight is on him. He's not had good games. He's been less than stellar, but this could be his coming out party.
I like how you walked away from that, Alex.
What?
I saw you delete that bet. I like how you walked away when Muff just talked you out of it.
Talk me out of what? The Rams?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really I never announced that was a best bet. That was on my lean. That was a leaner.
Yeah.
Was it not leaning?
And Muff walked you away from it.
Was it a tap? Yeah. How many bets have we walked you away from tonight, Jim?
I don't disagree, but that was very sneakily. Like, you don't let Muff typically walk you away from something, but that happened.
No, it was leaning. It was in italics. That means it was a leaner.
All right.
For those
Yeah,
those who don't know, we're sitting here looking at the same. Well, some of us have multiple, but we're looking at the same notes, which have all of these games, and we can typically see in real time when people make edits.
Muff, I'm kind of pissed that you're not going to take the Niners.
I'm sorry. I just Jimmy G. Everyone. I think this is. I'm not gonna say this is an overreaction, but I think this is a reaction. If this is Trey Lance a quarterback, I bet the Broncos are favored by 2 or 3 points.
All right.
So this is.
If it makes you feel better, Jim, I was considering the 49ers.
I really needed Muff's confidence pick on those Niners. I'm sorry. This time around, I needed Muff.
Moving on to Monday Night Football. Cowboys at Giants. Giants favored by 1.5 points. Over under 39.5. Another low line. I am on the over in this game. I'm on the over because I think people are still underestimating Cooper Rush. And I also think that people are underestimating the Giants offense in this one. So give me the over, and I'm going to say the over is going to be at like 45 points.
Not touching it.
I'm going to follow Muff with the over.
I've talked Jim into some bets. This will be the week where I don't do well, and then Jim's like, "Why did I follow him up?"
Because last week he followed me and I didn't do great.
Jim's in the ride until they buck you situation with me, I think.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, that takes us to our best bets after we've gone through the college and NFL slates. So best bets. How do we want to run through this? All of our college best bets and then all of our NFL ones?
Man, I'm not even ready.
I was going to say,
what happens when you suck.
We'll just do all of our
pause
best.
the recording and
Okay. We'll
Let
do
me
all of
figure this
ours,
shit
Jim.
out.
We'll do all of ours. This gives you time to get
Yeah.
yours squared away. Fair. My best
Go
bets in
for
the
it.
college world. We didn't talk about this game, Alex, but it's still going to be there. Our guys, Coastal Carolina.
Put all of the games up. I put literally every single game and said, you let me know what games we're going to talk about. And you didn't let me know to put it on there.
It was in my best bet slate. I'm sorry.
I didn't look for that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take Coastal Carolina -2.5 over Georgia State. I am also going to be on Michigan -17 against Maryland. I'm going to be on Rutgers -7.5. Iowa -7.5 taking on Rutgers. And I'm going to ride the USC train -6.5 versus Oregon State.
You're taking Iowa?
I am.
Alex, is that not like the opposite of what
I'm
you
very
talked about?
confused. Yeah.
You're going to have to justify that because you just totally went opposite of what you just said.
Well, sometimes you just got to feel it.
No, you don't. You just like basically bullshit all of us.
Sometimes you got to keep people guessing. Iowa.
We're giving people advice. So justify that.
I don't.
Jim's just finding time to keep looking at his best bets.
No, because that was one of the ones I was like, oh, I'm going to go with whatever Muff says on this game.
Well, then go with Iowa then. Iowa's going to do enough offensively. They're going to do enough to win by 10 points. This is Rutgers. Remember, Rutgers is 3-0. But
I still want to make Rutgers the best bet.
Iowa's Iowa. Rutgers is Rutgers. This is one of those, the team is the team, and Rutgers is
the standard.
The standard is the standard. The ceiling or the floor is the ceiling. Or the ceiling is the floor. One of the two, whatever way you want to look at it. So
okay,
Iowa it is. And then USC obviously to cover, stay on the train. In the NFL, I'm going to take Bills Dolphins over 52.5. I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover 5.5 versus the Colts. The Cardinals plus the points against the Rams. And Cowboys Giants over in Monday night primetime football over 39.5.
I, in the college world, will stick with my Kansas over Duke. Kansas -7.5 to cover. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Texas -6.
It's basketball.
I know, but we're going to roll with it. Texas at Texas Tech. Texas -6.5. James Madison at App State. I'm going to take App State to cover -7.5. Oregon at Washington State. I'll take Wazoo plus 6.5. Kansas State at Oklahoma. I'm going Oklahoma minus 12.5. And USC at Oregon State. I'm going to take USC minus 6.5. In the NFL, I have 3 games. I'm taking the Chiefs to cover minus 5.5 at the Colts, the Lions to cover plus 5.5 at the Vikings, and the Eagles to cover minus 6.5 at the Commanders. Boom, 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 boom.
All right.
How you
after
feeling?
much deliberation and frustration with Muff, I'm going to take Clemson minus 7.5 at Wake, Texas minus 6.5 at Texas Tech, App State minus 7.5 against James Madison. I'm taking Rutgers plus the points, 7.5 against Iowa. I'm going to take Oklahoma minus 12.5 against Kansas State. And I'm going to take USC minus 6.5 against Oregon State. In my NFL bet, I'm taking the Ravens minus 2.5 against the Patriots, taking the Chiefs minus 5.5 against the Colts, taking the Lions plus 5.5 because I backed myself into that corner and I don't have a choice. And then I'm taking the over 39.5 in the Cowboys-Giants game.
All right.
And this is probably going to be one of the last weeks I do this shotgun style of betting. I think next week, in fact, I'm going to declare it. Next week, I'm only doing 5 bets.
Watch next week be the juiciest slate in all sports.
Right?
Yes.
I shouldn't. Yes, I don't care. I'm going to do it. Muff, I'm going to take care of it.
What if you go like undefeated this week?
I'm still going to go just 5 bets.
Okay.
I need accountability.
Okay.
Okay.
Jim Meekins,
So-
an accountability buddy.
Yeah. All right. So let's pick this Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, 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 pow.
Well, we have a common bet, gentlemen,
We do. It was pretty easy.
and it's USC.
Yep. Put her in there.
Any
Put her
any,
in there.
any objection, Alex?
Nope.
Okay. The Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week is USC minus 6.5 versus Oregon State.
Pow, 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 pow.
Do we want to come back to the risky
Yes. Yes.
pick? Okay. We'll come back to the risky pick so we can name it and then pick that for the week. So that means we'll go to the Muff Parlay of Death, which automatically has the USC covering 6.5 at Oregon State.
Now we need NFL bets, baby.
Yes.
It's
So
my turn, I think.
I believe so.
I'm taking the Chiefs Colts. Hey, I got the easy one.
Okay.
Muff, go ahead.
Is it my turn? I'm gonna go with the Cowboys Giants over. So if this makes it, it's gonna make it to Monday night, Jim.
Yeah, it means Alex's chance to screw this up. Ha!
You can't take the Thursday night game, Alex. Not allowed.
You know what you got to do, right? You know what you got to do. Do it.
Lions plus 5.5 at the Vikings.
Yes!
I hope that doesn't hurt us.
Put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
I really hope that that's the game that seals the deal. Like, I hope, and mind you, we got to go to Monday, but like, I hope that like Sunday, that's the game. And we're like, all right.
I
And
hope
then,
so.
and then we all have to watch Monday Night Football
Yeah.
and get
I
upset
hope
and potentially
over.
get upset.
For Muff's BS over thing we just bought into.
You all bought into it though.
Honestly,
I know.
the over is a really fun thing to be rooting for
Yeah.
like the final leg because all we have to do is root for points.
Yeah. This is wild. I'm so happy we did this. This is
All right.
gonna make so much So
Well,
much
in-
fun.
Let's
In
hope that it
the-
gets past Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Well,
The USC thing will bomb and we'll be like, God damn it.
the problem is our Saturday game doesn't start till 9:30 p.m.
Oh,
Perfect.
I'll be asleep.
Perfect.
We'll wake up in the morning when it'll be like Christmas. Did we get the present or not?
I'll be in a hotel in Morgantown watching.
Uh-oh.
So you'll wake up to the smell of burning couches and tobacco.
Where's the game at this week, Alex?
It's on Thursday.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about
You
any.
just have to walk through burning rubble on your way to the hotel.
Yeah, if we beat Virginia Tech, it's gonna be a little wild.
That's fine. I got a full day before I get down there on Friday to think about it.
Good.
All right. So what are we naming this risky pick?
Do we want to go with Neil Brown?
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Alex, this could seal Neil Brown's fate.
Hold on, wait a second. I can't. Because this is Virginia Tech week, and Virginia Tech's like I can't do that because for him to get fired means that we played really bad at Virginia Tech. So we can't do Neil Brown. No, sorry. Who did something stupid this week?
You're just one vote though.
Yeah.
Who did something stupid this week?
Herm Edwards got fired,
Yeah.
but he's already fired.
Yeah, but he's already been fired.
Let's take a look.
We could call it the Kim Kardashian risky pick of the week.
Kimmy K.
It ruins lives.
Kimmy K's risque.
She does prove lives. That's not wrong.
I'm kind of okay with the Kimmy K risque pick of the week. It's got good alliteration.
Are we just going to start changing it every week? Is that what we're
Well, here's the thing: is if Kim's on there, if she continues to ruin lives, then it's like we're buying into the situation.
Yeah.
So is there a time when she is not the namesake?
Well, yeah, because we just got to get through this week for Alex.
Wow. So Alex, what if WU loses and then Neil Brown gets fired? We can't have Neil Brown anymore.
No, we'll have to switch it.
So this is a one-time thing.
Yeah. This is the Kimmy K risque pick of the week.
Kimmy K risque pick day.
Okay. We gotta find it.
I mean, I kind of want to throw the WU game in there.
I'm not opposed, obviously.
Yeah, but they're not an underdog.
Yeah, they are. Oh no, they're not. I'm
They're
sorry.
not.
They're not.
But
You're
I
right.
didn't say I wanted to put WU in like as my pick.
Oh, F you. F you.
Well, that's not gonna fly, Jim.
Vetoed.
It's the risky pick.
Vetoed.
All right.
Alex issued veto powers.
I
Are we
still
even
think it's
on
a
any
smart
really
move.
underdogs?
No, I don't think so.
I am
I mean, I'm on the Cardinals, but
Washington State. Lions.
I mean,
Yeah, but I don't want that coach to be fired.
Well, this isn't.
it's not. It's the coach that's the
Not the
namesake.
namesake. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put the Lions in there.
Dan Campbell is not getting fired.
Yeah, I can get on board with the Lions if we want to do that.
Yeah, I like it.
Do it.
Lions money line versus the Vikings in the
Jesus.
Kimmy K risque pick of the week.
Do we put money on this one? Like, do we legitimately bet this one?
I do.
I think I just don't, and it's just because I already know that it's risky.
Hey Muff, will you sprinkle some money on this for me?
Sprinkle like a half a unit.
Yeah, sprinkle half a unit on this for me, just for funsies. Doesn't count as my best bet though.
Yeah, but I've put it somewhere.
Right, Muff neck.
So we're not going to go through all of our best bets, but we will go through the special picks again. You can see our best bets somewhere on the social medias at some point.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week
Pow, pow, pow.
is USC to cover 6.5 versus Oregon State. The Kimmy K risque pick of the week. Ooh, can we reuse that?
I think so for this one.
Okay. Lions money line taking on the Vikings in the Muff parlay of death. Has USC to cover 6.5 as the hit stick pick of the week. The Chiefs to cover 5.5 versus the Colts. The Cowboys, Giants over 39.5, and the Lions, Vikings, Lions plus the points.
It's going to be a fun weekend, boys.
We just set ourselves up for
Right.
some. Let's not go with the Russ Wilson situation here.
It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm excited.
I'm always excited for weekends and football and whatnot. So if you've made it this far in the episode, let us know your thoughts on all of our best bets, the special picks, and what you would like to see in upcoming episodes of the betting show. Since we've reached the end of the episode, and I have to remember how to do this now because we have a new outro. What did I do the first time?
It's about damn time.
Well, I know that's the end.
Oh,
This
We're really good at
weekend,
this. We're good at our jobs.
good news. This isn't our job.
unless you
It's
want to start paying us.
you can become a sponsor of Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff. You, all of you loyal listeners, just donating small funds of money to start, and then we'll reuse it into our betting. And maybe we'll parlay that into big bucks.
We can name a special pick after you.
We could. The special pick, the donor special pick of the week.
Yeah,
Donor?
I'm down.
Maybe you.
It could be you.
It could be you. This weekend, it will be time for USC to continue that train a-rolling down the track. This weekend, it will be time for Kimmy K to get risque all up in that. I was gonna say ass, but you know,
You just did. So
family
it
friendly.
happened.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
This weekend, it will be time for the Muff Parlay of Death to hit, because as Lizzo says,
It's about
About
damn
damn
time.
time.
night.